Okay, so this is an impromptu live, purely because some of you might or you might not know, set myself a challenge in 2026. A lot going on this year. I'm 60, lots going on. So 2026 is going to be a bit different to 2024 and 2025. And taking a little restock of my sewing room just before Christmas, I was like, oh my gosh, I've got so many quilts, quilt kits, patterns that I bought over, I would say over the last 4 years, to be honest, which I bought meaning to do, and then just life gets in the way, things happened, etc, etc. Never had a chance to get around to them, and I'm one of these, I'm very impulsive. If I like it, I'll buy it, even if I can't make it then. If my skills aren't good enough then, I'll wait until they are. So I do have a lot of applique kits because I was only really happy with my applique last year. So when I did the count, now I'm not including any whips, works in progress that I've already started, I'm excluding them. I've got about 53 of those. I know. So I found out I had 17 boxed quilt kits that I'd purchased mainly from Sewing Street over the years. So they've done well out of me. And then I had 90 patterns that I've probably bought or downloaded, mainly bought, over the last, say, 2.5, 3 years that I meant to do, and I've been keeping them all aside. A lot of them were applique, but I've been keeping them aside. The reason being that I wanted to sort of get my skills back up before I attempted them, because some of them are quite complex. So I've kept them all aside in the hope that one day I'll get around to doing them, and I thought this year I've got to do something about this. Either I do them or I destash them, one or the other basically. So I listed them all, took an inventory, and I completed the first boxed quilt last week, which was, let me just get it for you. I'm not going to unfold it, it's too big. This, which is the With Besties. So that was what I call Project 36. So basically I've identified 36 quilt tops I want to make this year. And I'm counting down from 36 to 1, just so I can see how many I've got to go. I'm aiming to do about 3 a month. So that's boxed and unboxed kits, and they can either be foundation paper piece and pieced, they could be applique. So there's lots of variation in there. So I'm now starting project number 35. So I thought, come on quickly tonight, just to give you a little sneak preview of where I'm at, because I absolutely adore this. And I've gone with a really unusual, what I think unusual background colour, which I'm a bit nervous about. But also I've just been looking through my Aurifil thread box, because I have, let me show you, an embarrassment of thread. That's what I call my stash. I've got 3 of them, and smaller ones, and so much thread it's ridiculous. I could probably stock an Aurifil shop. It's disgusting. Anyway, I'm using them now. So this kit is an unboxed kit that I bought from the Stitching Post of Festival Quilts in 2024, and it's called the Tilda Ohio Star Quilt. Now there is no box, there is no picture I can show you. There are written instructions and that's it, so I've got to really get my head on and follow those. So I started to cut it out last night. So I'm just going to give you a glimpse of the background. This is the background colour. It's called Old Gold from Make and Mend. Beautiful Oko text, 100% cotton. So I do have to make a lot of quarter square triangles. I couldn't get my words out. Quarter square triangles. So these are all marked up ready for quarter square triangle making. So I've got 32 of them. Now the thread I've chosen, this is an Aurifil 40 weight. Normally I do 50, but it won't make much difference for this because I've got to do a lot of trimming on these quarter square triangles. But anyway, this is Aurifil 2910. Now it's difficult because the lighting in here is awful. I'm just trying to get this as best as I can for you. It's difficult for me. I do apologise about the lighting. As I said, it was impromptu. This, if I bring it closer, is that colour. Now to me, I looked in the box and thought, oh, that's green. When you hold it up against the old gold, it completely disappears into the fabric. It just takes on the colour of the fabric. So this is the thread I'm going to stitch. Just to give you a flash of the colour, because it's all Tilda, and this was purchased as part of the kit. This are all the Tilda colours that are going to be in it. Okay, so it's an Ohio star. So the Ohio star is the centre square, and then it's got star points. It's got star points, but not as you know them, because the star points, whereas you might use half square triangles, these are actually going to be quarter square triangles. So when I've made the blocks, I'll do a proper video, and I'm going to put that on my YouTube channel. Videos about the first project, Project 36, are already up on the YouTube channel. So you can go over to Patchwork, at Mindful Patchwork 2025 on YouTube, and you can watch them there. I've got my sister editing some of them for me, because I'm not good at doing stuff like that, so she's going to do that for me to make sure there's like a format and everything. So I'm going to follow the progress along on all 36 of the projects I intend to do, so wish me luck. I'm already super pleased with myself. Hi Lucy, hi Sarah. This is very impromptu, but I'm so excited, Lucy. After we spoke this afternoon, I just had to get them all marked up, so you've inspired me, so thank you very much for the little chat earlier. Lucy's actually done this quilt. It's stunning. I don't know if she's still got it up in her hub. So pretty, so mindful, if you don't know. It's absolutely beautiful. So hopefully, I don't want to make mine the same, and I have gone much darker, but I'm just loving this old gold, and I'm just loving this thread. I can't believe, I wish my lighting was better. Normally I don't do these upstairs, I do them downstairs, I do them upstairs. So as you can see, my dining room lights, that's getting changed. When he retires this year, the whole house is getting done, that's got to go. It's 20 odd years old, it's not light at all. So anyway, I digress. I'm really chuffed that I've made one top already. I'm going to try and get this finished as quickly as possible. I'm going to do a lot of chain piecing tonight, get all these made, and then I can start doing some chain piecing of the blocks, get this made up. And then the next project, Project 34, I intend to do a applique one. And for that, I will be using the Quick system, which if you do go to oh hi Mark, he's gonna be fed up with me, Lucy, isn't he? Gotta be scouser that I am. If you go to a craft show, I saw this at Festival of Quilts, I think it was last year. It's not a cheap system to buy all in one, but I was really impressed. And if you really want to get into needle turned applique, their system to me seems the easiest to use with the most professional finish. So on the next one, I'll be doing an applique quilt, but what I intend to do is bring in the Quick system, and then do a couple of videos on how that works as well. So you know, my channel's very rough and ready. It's not as fit polished as some people are, but that's me. I'm rough and ready, aren't I? So take me as you find me. But I was just so excited and so inspired. I had a little chat with Lucy this afternoon, which was lovely to catch up, and she was making the most amazing quilt. And then I thought, you know what, I'm going to do this now. I was going to get stuck into the Tula Supernova this afternoon, but I thought, you know what, that's a tonight project. I'm going to spend an hour doing these quarter square triangles, and then I'll stop for some tea, and then I think I will spend the night choosing my next fabrics for Supernova. So that'll be interesting, but that's my little private thing. I'll show people that when it's a bit more advanced, and I'm starting to stitch on. But yeah, so just to give you a little sneak preview. I mean, gorgeous. And that's it. So that's all I've come on for today to say. I'm working on, because I'm downstairs, I'm on my downstairs machine. This is terrible, isn't it? This is the Memory Craft 6700p. I've got the CM8 upstairs, the Memory Craft M8 Continental. That's upstairs. That will really come into its own when I do decide to start quilting these quilts, because I'm going to do a lot of ruler work on that, because it's got the brilliant free motion system on that as well. So I'm really excited about that. I've got a lot of rulers that I want to try out, so I will be doing a lot of quilting. If I can get all of these done that are planned, you know, ASAP, then I'll start quilting, and I'll show some quilting on that as well. I'm not sure whether I can actually hold off quilting that Tula one because I absolutely love it. Hiya Donna. And I've got some brilliant ideas for quilting that as well. And I was actually saying to Lucy today, actually when we were having a conversation, I have to say this quilt is probably the first quilt top I've ever made where I am extremely happy. I'm going to say it now, 100% happy with how I've stitched it, how I've matched my seams, how it's been pressed. I just absolutely love it. The accuracy is really, really good, and I'm really quite hard on myself when it comes to making my tops. If there's something slightly wrong with it, doesn't matter whether anyone can notice or not, I always remember it, and it sort of puts it doesn't make me feel happy about that. It's not 100% perfect. I've got to say that's the first thing I can honestly say, hand on heart, 100% perfect, happy with. So that's going to be, I'd love to have that on my bed soon, to be honest. So I don't know how long I'll be able to hold off quilting on that, but the CM8 is going to be the quilting machine for that for sure. So anyway, that's all. I'm going to go now. That's all I came on to do. I just couldn't hold me water with the start of project 34. There are going to be more in-depth videos as well on it as I go along. But yeah, if anybody else wants to set a goal and sew alongside me, let me know how many quilts tops that you think you can make through, or projects you can get through. Whether I'll get through any of the 90 other patterns I've got, because they involve a lot of bags, which won't take long, you know. And there's a lot of bags. What else? There's gifts as well. I mean, I've got about 5 ragdoll patterns. I've made one and I absolutely love her, and she sits in my sewing room and she'll never go to anyone. It's not like I've got any girls or granddaughters to give to, but there's just something about ragdolls. I absolutely love making them. So I've bought about 5 other different patterns. I've got some from Cool Crafting, you know, the Lunar Lapping as well, which I need to get done. So yeah, there's a variety. So what I'm saying basically is, if I get bored of this quilt project, I can dip into the pattern project and start working from them. But as I said, I've got 90 on the list. So if anyone wants to see the list, I can photocopy it to you. I actually hand wrote the whole list out as a punishment really for being so naughty and let these build up. That was like, you know, when the teacher says write lines on the board. That's what it felt like. So I've got a whole journal now. So what I'm doing is I'm keeping a record of all the highs and the lows of every time I go through the project. And then basically I'll be able to look back in 12 months, and then I might sort of start putting it all together as like a little project booklet, which I might pull together. It'll be interesting to see how far I get. I often start the year with these good ideas and they fall by the wayside, but this has to be for me this year. It's such a special year, turning 60, and the fact that I've been sewing for, well, it's definitely 5 years since I made my first quilt. It was January 2020 I made the first quilt, so this is like my 5th year anniversary. Is it 5th year? No, 6th year. I'm just going into the 6th year, so 5 full years of quilting. So yeah, so it feels like a big milestone this year for me, so that's why I am setting myself a challenge, and let's see how I go. And I think, well, you know me, Lucy, it's only an extra, what, 24? I can do that, can't I? It's only an extra 2 more months. Mind you, no, you can do that. I know what you're like. You can make a quilt in a night, so shut up. You can make 6. You should do 50. Set yourself a challenge. You do 50, because you're 50 in March, so maybe that's what you need to do this year. But I do think it's a good idea. If, like me, you've got like a lot of stash kits, patterns that are just sitting there and just, they play on your mind. For me, they play on your mind. I know that they haven't been done. Maybe it is a good idea to go back in, make an inventory, make a list, and maybe set yourself a challenge of what you want to do and try and stick to it. But I do think it's important that whatever you do, you're enjoying it as well. Because there's been times where I've had to make a project and I haven't really enjoyed it, and I don't think your heart's in it, then, oh, Lucy, that's because you're a new beginner patchworker. You'll get to the hoarding when you're a bit more, you know, when you're more into it. You've been making patchwork quilts properly as a professional for 2 years. You need another 3 years under your belt and you'll have a load of kits then. Mind you do so much faster than me, I've got to say, and you're more focused than I am, so yeah. So if you do a challenge, let me know. I'll be interested and see, and I'll support you and you support me. Hiya Sue, do you know what? I've had a bit of feedback from a lot of people on the Sewing Street fans page today, and loads of people have said that's a good idea. I mean, obviously you don't have to do 36 like me. That's just me being, you know. I remember John Scott once asked for a children's cancer charity. He wanted everyone to make drawstring bags, and he said, just let me know how many labels and everything you want, and I just instantly said 50. I'd never done anything like that. People was like, why did I say 50? Why didn't I just say 20? I did it like and sent them off to him, but I do say I couldn't pick these numbers out there, and I'm like, why did I say that? But I think it's good to have a challenge, and sometimes it's good to push yourself. Where I'm going to put all of these when they're made and or quilted, I don't know. That's the other thing. I haven't got 36 beds or couches. I'm here and cupboard's not big enough to store them. Might have to buy another house or a lock-up to store them, I don't know. But I'll probably end up giving them away, I always do. Why not? But yeah, so if you do a challenge like this, please let me know. I'll support you, you can support me. I do have a Mindful Patchwork Makers group. Yeah, auction one off. I might have to auction more than a few off, Lucy, to be honest. I might do that actually, because some of you might know I do some community work for a local CIC charity, garden charity, that work to reduce social isolation, loneliness, and to improve mental health, and they're always looking for you know, funding in that. So I might actually do that next year, have a little auction, raise some money for the garden. That might be nice, so I might think about that. Thank you very much, Lucy. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, so that's it. I'm going to go now anyway. I said that 5 minutes ago, and if I don't do that, I'm going to oh, Sue, oh bless you, sweetie. Yeah, maybe I can have a travelling auction. What do you think? Do a travelling trunk set? Oh, I could do a travelling trunk show, couldn't I? Might do that, you know. Maybe do that before I auction them off for charity then, or something like that. We'll see. Got to get through first, and I've got to quilt them all. Though I have pre-warned Diane at Stitch Cape, because she's got a long arm there that she does long arming. So I might be sending a few over to her next year to get them professionally long arm, particularly the ones that I might auction off for auction. Some of them I will keep myself and I'll quilt myself, but I love the serpentine stitch and I love a crosshatch, but that's me, that's my signature quilting style. But if I'm going to auction them off, I want them to be really, really special quilts. So unfortunately the Tula with Besties one will not be auctioned off. That's going to be in my bed, hopefully. The Tilda one, I'm not sure. I do have a person in mind for this one, so this might be somebody's birthday gift, I don't know, but that means I've got to quilt it before next year, and that means it might stop me doing my projects. I don't know, I'll have to wait and see. Anyway, ladies, thank you for all of those who joined me. It was a bit impromptu, but I just wanted to give I wanted to put something out there, because the more I put out there about this project, the more determined I am to stick to it. It sort of gives me the impetus. Everyone knowing about it, basically, please keep saying to me, what number you're up to, what number you're up to. I need to know, because I don't want to fall back on this. I really want to get this challenge done by the end of 2026. So I should have done 26 quilts, wouldn't I? That would have fell in with 2026. Never mind, I always go over and above. So thank you for joining me. If you do want to join the Mindful Patchwork Makers group, please go ahead and join. If you are, and then basically that group's there really to support everybody, you know, try and encourage everyone if they've got lots of UFOs, whips, whatever, ask for help. So go over and join that if you want to, but please let me know if you are going to do the challenge, and I'll support you if you'll support me. Thank you very much, and have a lovely evening, and I'll see you all soon.